The one thing that a man never really talks about, but feels deep down inside is respect. Respect to a man is like oxygen. It's what makes him feel like he matters. It's what makes him feel like the world is listening. And when you walk away, when you finally get up and leave, one of the first things that haunts him is the respect he lost from you. And let me tell you something. When a man loses that, it cuts him deeper than you can imagine. See, here's the truth. Men want love, yes, but more than that, men want respect. A man can live without a whole lot of things. He can survive without a new car, without the big house, even without money for a while. But he cannot survive long without respect. That's why when you were in his life and you believed in him, he walked a little taller. He may not have told you, but when you spoke life into him, when you said, "I know you can do it, I believe in you," it fueled him. You made him feel like a man. And when you walked away, when you stopped clapping for him, when you took your applause away, oh, he noticed. He felt that silence in his soul. What haunts a man is the memory of being respected by a woman who truly cared for him. And I'm not talking about fake respect. I'm talking about when you really admired him, when you trusted him to lead, when you showed him that he was somebody in your eyes. That's the kind of respect that builds a man. That's the kind of respect that makes him feel like he can fight the world. And when you're gone, he don't have that anymore. He might still have his boys around him, but that's not the same. His boys can pat him on the back, but they don't give him what you gave him. Now, the crazy thing is most men don't even realize how important that respect is until it's gone. See, when you were there, he probably brushed it off. He probably acted like it didn't matter. You told him he was smart, and he shrugged it off. You told him you believed in his dreams, and he said, yeah, I know. But when you're not there anymore, when those words stop coming, when you're not in his corner, suddenly the silence is loud. He starts to ask himself, why doesn't she believe in me anymore? Why doesn't she see me the way she used to? And the answer stares him in the face, because he didn't protect the respect you gave him. Let me explain something about men. We are wired differently. For us, love is spelled R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You can tell a man, I love you 10 times a day, but if you don't respect him, it won't land. But here's the flip side. When you give him respect and then you take it back, that man is haunted. Haunted because he remembers when he felt like a king in your eyes. And when that's gone, he knows it's his fault. Think about it. When you walk away, he doesn't just lose you physically. He loses that safe place where he could feel like somebody. Out there in the world, men are constantly being torn down. At work, on the streets, even on social media. Everybody's competing, everybody's comparing. But when he came home to you, he had a place where somebody believed in him, where somebody clapped for him even when he wasn't winning. And when you leave, that's gone. Now, he's got to face the world alone, with nobody in his corner, and that feeling eats him alive. And here's what really gets him: respect is not something he can just replace. Love, he might try to get from somebody else. Attention, oh, he can find that anywhere. But respect, real respect, from a woman who knows him inside and out, that's rare. That's something you can't just go buy. You can't just go grab off a dating app. That kind of respect comes when somebody has seen you at your lowest, when somebody knows your struggles, when somebody has prayed for you and pushed you. And when you lose that, you know deep down you may never get it again. That's what haunts him. Now let me make it plain with a little story. Imagine a man who's out there grinding every day, trying to make a name for himself. He's tired, he's frustrated, but when he comes home, you're there telling him, baby, I know it's hard, but I believe in you. You're gonna make it. That's fuel. That's energy. That's respect. He don't even realize how much that means until one day he comes home and you're gone. Now he's standing in that same house, but it's empty. Nobody's clapping. Nobody's cheering. And the silence starts to talk. It says, you had someone who believed in you, and you didn't honor it, and that voice doesn't shut up. It follows him everywhere. That's why I say respect is the ghost that keeps him up at night. See, the thing about respect is it's tied to a man's identity. When you respected him, you were telling him, I see the man you are and the man you can be. And when you leave, he feels like he lost a piece of himself. It's not just you walking out the door. It's a part of his manhood walking out too. And he can try to act tough. He can put on a front, but late at night, when it's just him and his thoughts, he knows what he lost. And here's the kicker: respect is something that once it's gone, it's hard to get back. You can forgive, you can even try to rebuild love, but respect, when that's broken, when that's taken for granted, it don't come back easy. And men know that. That's why it haunts him, because he knows he can't just snap his fingers and earn it back. It takes time, it takes humility, and most men don't have the patience or the strength to rebuild it. So he sits there in regret, remembering how good it felt when you respected him and knowing he may never feel that again. And you know what else? Respect has a way of showing itself in public. See, when you were with him, you made him look good. People could see that you admired him. You made him stand taller just by how you treated him. And when you're gone, he notices how empty that feels. He goes out, and it's not the same. The other women may give him attention, but they don't give him admiration. They don't make him feel like the man he used to be when you were by his side. And that contrast, that before and after, that's what eats at him. So when I say respect haunts a man after you walk away, I mean it stays with him. It's not a passing thought. It's not something he can shake off with a drink or distract himself from with another woman. No, it's deeper than that. It's spiritual. Because a man knows that respect from the right woman is rare, and when he loses it, he loses a piece of himself, and he will replay that loss over and over, wondering how he let it slip through his hands. That's why, ladies, never think walking away doesn't affect him. Oh, it does. He may not call you, he may not chase you, but trust me, that respect you once gave him, he feels the loss of it every single day, and it will haunt him long after you've moved on. You know, one of the coldest truths in life is that most men don't really understand the value of love until it's gone. It's like having water. You drink it every day. You don't even think about it. But the moment you're stranded in the desert, suddenly you realize how precious every drop really was. That's how it is with love. And when a woman gives a man her love, pure, consistent, unconditional love, and he takes it for granted, that thing comes back to haunt him long after she's gone. Because he realizes too late that what he had, he may never find again. See, here's the thing about men. We act tough. We act like we don't need it. A man will sit there with his chest poked out, acting like he's fine, like he doesn't need affection, like he's good on his own. But deep down, love is the one thing that softens us. It's the one thing that reminds us we're human. And when you were there loving him, you gave him something he didn't even know he needed. The way you cared about him, the way you checked on him, the way you made sure he ate, the way you stayed up when he was late, the way you covered him in prayer when he didn't even ask. That was love. And that love was so steady that he stopped noticing it. He thought it would always be there. And then one day when you walked away, that man had to face the cold truth. He took it for granted. What haunts him is not just the absence of your love, but the realization of what your love really was. Because once you're gone, he starts to notice the little things he overlooked. He remembers how you used to send him messages just to check in. He remembers how you'd celebrate him even for small wins. He remembers how you'd rub his shoulders when he was stressed, how you'd listen when nobody else would, how you'd remind him of his potential when he doubted himself. And now that it's gone, he looks around and realizes no one else is doing that. No one else is pouring into him like you did. Here's the mistake men make. They confuse availability with permanence. Just because you loved him without conditions, he thought that love would never run out. He thought he could half-step. He thought he could ignore it, and you'd still be there tomorrow. But when you left, he realized love is not something you can abuse forever. Love is powerful, but love has limits. And when it's gone, that man feels the void in ways he cannot explain. Let me tell you something about women's love. A woman's love is layered. It's nurturing, it's protective, it's forgiving. That kind of love will make a man feel like he can do the impossible. It will cover his mistakes. It will push him forward. It will give him strength on days he doesn't even have it. And when you lose that, you realize just how much it was holding you together. Men don't talk about this, but it's true. Some men only keep going because a woman is in their corner. Some men only believe in themselves because a woman believed in them first. And when she walks away, all that fuel disappears. That's when regret sets in, because now he knows he didn't just lose a person. He lost the heartbeat of his life. And here's the irony: when you were there, giving him that love, he might have called it nagging. He might have brushed you off when you reminded him to take care of himself. He might have rolled his eyes when you asked about his day, but when you're gone, that silence is loud. He goes to bed and nobody asks if he ate. He comes home and nobody cares how his day went. He gets sick and nobody is there making soup or checking his forehead. That's when the realization hits. What he called nagging was care. What he dismissed as too much was actually love. And now that it's gone, he would give anything to hear it again. Let me give you a picture. Imagine a man who used to come home late, thinking nothing of it, because he knew you'd be there. He took your patience for granted. He took your forgiveness for granted. And then one day he comes home and the house is empty. No one waiting up. No one checking in. Just silence. That silence is a teacher. That silence says, you thought this love would never leave, but here you are and it's gone. And that silence don't leave him alone. It follows him everywhere, at work, in the car, in the middle of the night. That's what I mean when I say love haunts him. It stays in his memory like a ghost. Men don't always know how rare real love is. They think because there are so many people out there, they can replace it. But here's the truth. Attention is not love. Attraction is not love. Sex is not love. Love is deeper. Love is someone choosing you over and over again, even when you're not at your best. Love is someone who sees your flaws but stands by you anyway. And once you've had that, once you've lived with it, everything else feels shallow. That's why he's haunted. Because no matter how many women he entertains after you, none of them will measure up to the love you gave freely. And here's what hurts him the most. He knows he didn't have to lose it. That's the dagger, because he'll replay it in his head. If I had just listened more, if I had just appreciated her, if I had just told her how much she meant, maybe she'd still be here. And those, if I had just, thoughts will chase him forever. That's regret, and regret doesn't leave easy. And now some men will try to cover it up. They'll act like they're fine. They'll get loud, they'll get busy, they'll distract themselves. They'll post like they're living their best life. But when the lights go off, when the noise dies down, they feel that hole. And no matter what they try to fill it with, nothing fits the same. Because the love they lost was unique. It was tailored. It was personal. It was you. You see, the love of a woman who truly cares has fingerprints. It leaves an imprint on a man's soul. It changes how he sees himself. And when he loses it, he knows deep down he may never be loved that way again. That thought keeps him up at night. That thought sits with him at the dinner table. That thought shows up when he's trying to move on. Because love, real love, cannot be faked. And once you've had it, you can't forget it. So when I say the love he took for granted will haunt him, I mean it will follow him like a shadow. He may smile on the outside, but inside he'll always remember what he lost. And the memory of your love, the softness, the kindness, the loyalty, that will echo in his heart long after you've moved on. One of the heaviest things that sits on a man's heart after a woman walks away is not what she did, not what she said, but what he didn't do. It's the effort he failed to give. See, love doesn't just need words, it needs work. And when a man looks back after she's gone, he starts to realize all the places he could have stepped up, all the moments he could have shown out, all the times he could have given more, but he didn't. That's the kind of regret that lingers for a lifetime. Because effort isn't about money. It's not about buying things or putting on a show. Effort is about presence. Effort is about showing her she matters, that she's a priority, that she's not an option but the choice. And when you fail to give that, you don't just lose a relationship. You lose peace. You lose respect. You lose your own sense of manhood. Here's what men don't realize. Women don't leave because of one big fight. They don't leave because of one mistake. Most of the time, they leave because of the little things that kept piling up. She waited on you to show up and you didn't. She begged for your attention and you gave it to everything else. Your friends, your phone, your job, your games. She asked you to talk to her and you brushed her off. It's not one thing, it's the 100 small things you didn't do that haunt you once she's gone. And the worst part is, you had the ability to do them. You just didn't put in the effort. That's the part that stings. A man will sit there after she leaves, replaying it in his mind. Why didn't I take her out more? Why didn't I listen when she needed me? Why didn't I hold her when she cried? Why didn't I just turn off the TV and give her my time? And those questions don't go away because deep down he knows the answer. He didn't put in the work. He thought she'd always be there. He thought her patience was infinite. He thought love alone would carry it. And now he realizes love without effort is like a car with no gas. You can sit in it all day, but you're not going anywhere. Let me tell you something. Women don't need perfection. They need participation. They don't need you to buy them the world. They just need you to show up for them, to notice when they're tired, to celebrate when they win, to support when they're weak, to pay attention when they talk. Those things don't cost money. They cost effort. And the biggest regret for a man comes when he realizes he had the power to give those things, but he didn't think about it. Effort is the proof of love. You can say, I love you every day, but if your actions don't back it up, those words mean nothing. And a woman feels that. She feels when she's being taken for granted. She feels when you're half present. She feels when she's begging for crumbs while you're capable of giving her the whole meal. And when she finally decides she's done, that's when it hits the man. He realizes she wasn't asking for much. She just wanted to feel seen. She just wanted to feel chosen. She just wanted to feel like she mattered more than his distractions. And now it's too late. What really haunts a man is when he sees somebody else step into the role he didn't play. When he sees another man put in the effort he refused to give. That's when it burns. He sees her smiling in someone else's pictures. He sees her being treated like a queen by somebody who understands her worth. And that's when the regret hits the hardest, because now he knows it wasn't impossible. It wasn't that she was asking too much. It was that he was given too little. And another man proved it. Effort is the little things. It's remembering her favorite food. It's showing up to her events. It's checking in during her tough days. It's holding her hand in public. It's surprising her not with diamonds, but with thought. Those are the things that stay with a woman. And when you fail to give them, she eventually stops asking. And when she stops asking, it's only a matter of time before she stops staying. Then you're left with the memories of all the opportunities you wasted. I'll tell you something about women. When they love you, they will give you hints. They will tell you what they need. They will even give you multiple chances to get it right. They don't just walk away the first time you drop the ball. They forgive, they cover, they wait. But every time you ignore their needs, every time you choose comfort over effort, you chip away at the foundation. And by the time she finally packs up and leaves, you're shocked. But the truth is she gave you warning after warning, and you ignored them. That's what haunts a man, knowing he had the playbook, but he refused to run the plays. Let me make it plain. Imagine a man who never tells his woman she's beautiful. She gets dressed, she does her hair, she tries to look good for him, and he doesn't say a word. Day after day, silence. He thinks it doesn't matter. But then one day another man says, "You look amazing," and she smiles a smile he hasn't seen in years. That right there is the consequence of no effort. Now when she leaves, that man is haunted by all the times he could have opened his mouth and didn't. It would have cost him nothing, but now it costs him everything. Effort is not just about her, it's about you too. Because the way you treat your woman reflects the kind of man you are. And when you give no effort, what you're really saying is, I don't value what I have. And when she walks away, you don't just lose her, you lose the chance to prove yourself. You lose the chance to grow into the man you could have been with her. And that loss will keep you up at night. The haunting comes in waves. At first, it's the loneliness. Then it's the memories. Then it's seeing her happy without you. Then it's the realization that you can't go back in time and fix it. You can't redo the missed date nights. You can't re-celebrate the birthdays you forgot. You can't re-listen to the conversations you tuned out of. You can't recreate the hugs you withheld. Time doesn't rewind. And when a man realizes that, regret sets in like a permanent guest. And the saddest part, most of the effort she wanted wasn't grand. She wasn't asking him to climb mountains. She wasn't asking him to move the ocean. She just wanted him to try, to make her feel chosen, to make her feel valued, to make her feel like she wasn't in that relationship alone. That's all. And when he looks back, he knows he could have done that. That's why it haunts him, because it wasn't out of his reach. He just didn't care enough to do it until it was too late. So when a man sits there after she's gone, what plays in his head are not the fights or the arguments. It's the moments of silence where he should have spoken. It's the nights he should have held her. It's the times he should have shown up. Those are the ghosts that follow him, whispering in his ear, reminding him of the effort he didn't give. And no matter how far he runs, those reminders